What's up? All right. It's after Christmas. Hope you guys all had a good holiday, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Hope everybody's healthy, happy, got what you wanted. No lift shifts, flat shifts, power shifts, whatever you want to call it. Banging gears. Yeah, that's what I just did right there. That was second to third, and then third to fourth. Now, mind you, I have the car turned way down. It's only on like 7 pounds of boost, but even then, it's kind of an animal still. I mean, it breaks loose if you bang third like that. But what I want to do is set up a no lift shift. I mean, the old way is you just floor it, hold the gas down, push the clutch, and bang the gear in. And that's essentially what you're doing. But you know, with the turbocharged car and the amount of power this is making, I want to, I mean, it's really rough on the drive line, on the clutch, on the trans, on the rear. So some of these cars have this from the factory. They call it no lift shift or whatever. And what the computer does, there's different methods, but essentially what it does is it'll pull timing or pull fuel or both right before that shift. So I'm not sure how they do it. I know some guys, like with sequential transmissions and stuff, they'll have like a load sensor on the shifter, so it knows when you're starting to push the shifter, it'll, you know, activate what it's doing in the computer. And there's other ways that you can do it on a clutch switch. Like, for example, this car was automatic, so it didn't have a clutch pedal. We converted it to stick, but so it doesn't right now have a neutral safety switch, which that's the switch where you have to push the clutch in order to start the car. Otherwise, it'll start in gear and take off if you have it in gear. It keeps you from starting the car in gear is what it does. You have to push the clutch in to start the car. So my plan is to get one of those switches, which I already have. It was like $10, and wire it to the Holly. So when I push the clutch in, it's going to yank virtually all the timing out of it, and only while I have you know, when you're pushing the clutch pedal down all the way. So yeah, if you picture in your mind what's happening there, you just you're in gear, you floor it, and when you push the clutch in and bang that gear without letting off the gas, it's gonna yank all the timing out of it, essentially kill the horsepower for that split second to allow you to enter the next gear. And when you let the clutch back out, it lets all the power back in. It's just going to be on that switch. Now, the benefit to that, especially in a turbo car, is when you let off the gas in between shifts, you lose all your boost. The blow-off valve blows, and then it takes a split second for the turbo to spool back up and build that boost again. So doing this, essentially, you know, it could shave tenths off your quarter mile time or 60 to 130 time or whatever you are doing with it. Mainly because you're not losing that boost in between the shifts. So that's my plan. I'm not sure exactly how I'm gonna do it. I think just yanking timing out will do it. Yank it all out. You know, if you're at 20 degrees of timing under boost at 12 pounds, and you know, yank 20 degrees out of it. And now what it's gonna do is if you don't cut fuel, which you don't have to, but essentially it'll probably backfire every gear when you flat shift like that, which I'm sure you've probably seen cars on the internet that they shoot a fireball every gear, you know, and they shoot a fireball, and that's what's going to happen. And that, you know, yeah, the main goal is to keep the turbo spooled under power. And again, I could do it the old-fashioned way and just hold it to the floor, but you know, at 20 plus pounds of boost, this thing's making north of 1,000 horsepower in it. It's just brutal on the parts. If you can imagine what's happening in there on the clutch is gripped, you know, it's not slipping, so it's gripped, and then you hit the clutch pedal, it releases, everything's spinning, you know, it's basically going to tag the limiter, and then you're slamming it back on. So it's, you know, it's a huge impact every shift. So that's why you want to kill the horsepower at the shift, but with your foot on the gas, you're not losing the turbo boost. You're not gonna get that lag in between every shift. So yeah, that's my plan. I'm not sure exactly how. Like, I have my button here. I have my awesome little two-step button, and basically I hold that, and I have it set for, let's say, 3600 RPM, which equals about, I don't know, almost 50 miles an hour in third. And you hold that button and you hold it to the floor, and the turbo starts spooling, and it's holding the RPM at 3600. It starts popping and banging. It builds boost. You let go of the button, and the car takes off. And you know, I've been using it for 60 to 130s, but it also works pretty good in second for like a 40 roll. So what I'm thinking is, if I can just add this switch on the clutch pedal in conjunction with this button, so essentially every time I hit the clutch pedal, it's gonna activate the two-step, which the two-step is doing two things. It's holding the RPM at 36, and then I also have a table where it's yanking timing out to help build boost, and I can adjust how much timing it's pulling to control how much boost I'm making. Because it's too much boost, then it just blows the tires off. So you want to, you know, get it in that sweet spot to where it hooks and goes and just doesn't blow the tires off. Because without the two-step, it's in third, it's pretty laggy. You know, it takes a while for the, you know, the turbo kicks in. But so yeah, so that's going to do two things. That'll yank the timing and knock the RPM down. I guess I'd have to try it and see how it. I mean, it sounds like it'd be fine. You just when you hit the clutch pedal, you know, as fast as you can, it's gonna, you know, touch that second rev limiter and yank all the timing out. And that's, you want it to be quick and only happen when you're, you know, with your clutch depressed. So yeah, that's my plan for that. I think it's gonna work okay. And yeah, the Holley is very useful in that. It gives you inputs and outputs, 4 of each. So yeah, if I do it in conjunction with my two-step button, then I shouldn't, in that scenario, I wouldn't have to waste another output. Yeah, so that's my plan, and I'll keep you guys updated. It's been slow. It's winter time, so yeah. The other thing I want to do is, I'll touch on it later, but some kind of traction control or boost by gear or both, you know, and that's going to take some inputs and outputs on the Holley and some configuring, but that should work out good too. All right, I'll talk to you guys later.